Welcome back to the Yola tutorials. With this tutorial, you will work on your goals and outcomes page. Looking at the example portfolio, if you look at the goals and outcomes page, one suggestion is to divide it into different sections. Here are short-term and long-term goals. Some students divide their educational and professional goals from their personal goals. However you want to do it is fine. You will write a paragraph about your goals or, as in this example, put in some bullet items. Short-term goals might be something over the course of the next semester, and long-term goals might be something over the next several years. In the example, below the goals is a listing of the college's learning outcomes for all students. Let's go back to your goals and outcomes page. And make sure you have the Widgets tab open. Click and drag the text widget onto the workspace. Type My Goals. Center it, bold it, and make it bigger. Below that, drag a column divider with a text box in each side. In those text boxes, put your labels. And highlight those appropriately. Then you can drag in some more text box underneath each one. And that is where you would type your short-term and long-term goals. Below that, drag another text box that takes up the whole space right there. And here you can type Salt Lake Community College's learning outcomes as a heading, and again bold, center, and make it bigger. And below that, let's drag in a text box. Okay, so this is where we're going to put Salt Lake Community College's learning outcomes for all students. I'm going to show you a neat trick. Go to the college website. Under A to Z index, choose E for ePortfolio. And under Information for Students, open the ePortfolio Workshop Learning Outcomes document, which I happen to have already opened right here. There are some instructions there, but basically what you want to do is copy the text below where it says copy this text. And we'll edit, copy. And now we'll go back to our editor, and in that window we will paste. And you can see that our learning outcomes are pasted there. It's very important to put the learning outcomes in your ePortfolio because this is what you're aspiring to. You want to be a critical thinker, you want to be an effective communicator, and so forth. And you're later going to point your readers to artifacts in your portfolio from these learning outcomes that illustrate how you're achieving these learning outcomes. So I'm going to hit save and publish to the web. And now let's preview your site so you can see that welcome page you created and our goals and outcomes page. Oh, it hasn't updated yet, so we'll come back and check that later. All right, move on to the next tutorial.